All right. Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome on back here this Thursday. You can tell this is not Fausto. Of course, Josh tagging in for the man here this morning. He is in Florida on business. I got a face for radio here this morning. If you're joining us on YouTube, on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, wherever you may be residing. We got a bunch of us residing inside our live trading room, though. Gillis, Lawrence, Richard, Michael, Chuck, had Leda, Luis, Wendy, Kathleen, the ladies of the trading room just a moment ago as well there. Great to see all of us alike, at least. There's a lot to talk about, right? I mean, we have all the AI stuff to dig into once again. This stock is taking part in that, perhaps. There, KOPN. We'll get into that in just a bit. Lynn and Randy, great to see you as well. There's Wendy. There's Michael. All of us here otherwise. So let's go into it right away. There's a stock actually that was pumping up pretty nicely before. Is it still pumping up? You know, the VNCE trade, right? I mean, this just took off right after 8 o'clock this morning. Pretty much right away, made a little pop, built up higher lows from there, moved up higher. That's the easy to say part. The part about this that I do like, there's a part about it that I don't like. There's a part of it that I do like. The part of it that I like is that here you have a pretty damn good spread, a pretty damn good order book here at that. You normally don't have that type of book for a cheap stock here in pre-market like this. So that's the part that makes this an actual trade, right? Now, if you're following us, right, if you're following my call outs inside this trading room earlier today, myself, Rich, all of us here otherwise, we were looking at resistance, right? I mean, all from pre-market, I was calling it out to you at 435, right? 435 was from post-market yesterday. And if it can break above that, maybe they could push it up towards 470. Those were the two prices that we were focused on here. So why 435 area? Well, you can just tell right there, kind of backed off from there in the after hours. So once again, it became resistance and it dragged off of it. Basically a false breakout of sorts, and it came back down there. So that's what we were calling out. But if you look also next on the daily chart, move the line up a little bit, right around 470, dating back to January, almost this time last year, pretty much. Held great resistance there. I mean, much stronger, cleaner historical level. And then over here too, even just these instances where it's kind of touching 465, 470 area. So if it were to break over 435, we were saying 70 was next. Looks like it's on the way up towards there now. Normally a stock like this will probably have even wider levels than every 20 or 30 cents. So like they might even push up to 5 coming up here. As much as I say that, be careful if it drags back down below 435 coming up, because since it just broke over that should get turned into support. If it doesn't become support at minimum, then you definitely need to run for the hills. I'm going to put this on our morning watch list, at least here to begin. I mean, it's up big still. It still is tradable in terms of good spread. I love that part more. Listen, for all my students here that hear me kind of, complain and moan about, hey, it's got to have good spread. Oh, no, the stock has a bad spread. It's not tradable. This is tradable. This at least has a very good spread consistently this whole pre-market. So I love that part of it. I hope this continues, but just be on the lookout in case if it doesn't, right? Now, let's get to KOPN next, because not out of the weeds yet on my trade. I might drag back down. But if you follow us on X, cybertradingu on X, at X, cybertradingu, I'll post that right there, much like our YouTube channel, cybertradingu. We're going to make a video about this, I'm sure, over time, Fausto or myself. But we posted just breaking news last night. Palantir and this company, KOPN, they're reportedly competing for a $22 billion Army IVAS headset contract per Bloomberg official. So, we talk about contracts all the time, Fausto and myself, and of course he has more experience with it than I do even, but just when you hear these numbers, 80 million, that's peanuts for a company, get a government contract, Army, Navy, Air Force contract, whatever, 200 million. All right, that sounds pretty good, right? Like the larger, the better. And the more that you're with us inside our live trading room, you'll get to realize that. There's all sorts of contracts and deals, all that stuff each and every week. So to hear 22 billion, that's massive. For any one company, that number is huge, 22 bill. All right, well, for a NASDAQ 100 stock like Palantir, truth be told, I would have thought this would have popped off of that news just in the after hours last night. It didn't really. It kind of, I guess, like wiggled up at first, but then dragged down. It's inching back up here today. So, You know what? I'm going to put this on our main watch list more even as a swing trade possibility. Fausto, I think, even bought more yesterday. He had told me, texted me yesterday saying, I think he bought more on Palantir yesterday. So, it's going back up right now, looking good. But for a smaller cap stock like KOPN, I feel like that number, that 22 bill, is going to resonate a lot more within this company, within this move here that you're seeing. It's up 25% right now. Well, let me ask us here inside our live trading room, how often do we see stocks make a 25% move in one day? Margaret or Lawrence or Grant, any of our students here, how frequent do we see a stock move 25% in one sitting, in one day? It's like I blink and there's a 25% move, right? Like you yawn and there's a 25% move. So, why can't the stock go up more? Have we not seen stocks move 250% every day or every week? Of course. So I definitely have high hopes on this move here just for KOPN, in from 170, or 175. But let me show you what the hell is it? Trace my lines. Geez, my dyslexia just tripped me up there bad. All right, so 172, 170-ish. I was looking at this little dip point here from the after hours last night where it popped up, pulled back. But really, even here, it matches up nicely with fib 50% level here. And with that, that's what I was just calling out before. If you see me inside the trading room just earlier, just another little shout here. Just I always like showing these because you want to keep your eyes on the chat. KOPN looking for a bounce from the 170 fib level, looking for a move up to $2 plus. That's what I'm looking for. Are we going to get that? I certainly hope so. It's building back up above the 38.2 now at like 183, that is. So we're looking good. We're looking good here. I'll definitely put this on our list as well. So we got the VNCE, we got the Palantir, and now KOPN. So 3 decent stocks to put on our morning watch list already. I like what we got here so far. We don't need to build up too big of a watch list. We don't. Now, just really briefly before we go from top to bottom, we're not going to put these on the main special list. Just wanted to give you an update. Philip Morris PM, the manufacturers of Zyn pouches. We talked about this from a couple weeks back here, or from last week. Still in on the swing trade from 119 and change. Looking for it to just hold support, move up higher. This stock doesn't trade really good volume or any volume in pre-market, so it's not a day trade. And then TKO, big spike up overnight. Again, another company that doesn't trade good volume as much as far as like day trading goes. But, we talked about this just even yesterday in our workshop, Traders Talk. I kind of gave you the thesis on this move and pushed up a little bit more this morning, allegedly, and maybe on like 2 shares. But right now it looks like it's at like 146 and change, 147 here in pre-market. So not bad. All right. And then also we got the ONDS stock, which, we were talking about from, I think it was on Tuesday or from Friday last week, even. We're just looking for the drone stocks to make another push. ONDS, I'm in on that. Then RCAT's probably even stronger company, drone company wise. It's not up as much this morning, at least trading some good volume in pre-market. You might see this make a pop at some point this week, if not tomorrow, then Friday. All right, so let's drag up this gainers list here, see what we can add to our watch list for right now. DGNX, there we go, up 100%, if not a lot more earlier this morning in pre-market. But the thing with this is the spread, right? I mean, just look at the order book, pretty thin out there, peanuts out there, and big spread. So if you want me to put this on our list, I'll come back to it at the end. Just because it's the top percent gainer doesn't mean it's the best. SES here, I mean, this has been smooth sailing really since 8 o'clock, maybe even 7:30 in the morning. Oh, didn't mean to move away from that. Sorry. There we go. So SES here, what's the news out on this? Interested, but I'll definitely add this to our list for right now. It's got a good order book, pretty inexpensive, of course. All of us can trade it at least. Check this out. So anything with AI now, and we've known this for a little while, just on and off with the AI hype, but especially now with Stargate and NVIDIA, Oracle, ARM, Microsoft, all these companies providing investment towards Stargate, if not just the Trump administration stepping in. So, any company that comes out with news that says AI in it, I feel like it's going to make a big pop. So SES, AI, signs contracts totaling up to 10 million. Ooh, And not as big as the 22 bill with KOPN, but they're going to develop AI enhanced, probably lithium metal, lithium ion batteries. I'm assuming Li. That's what I'm assuming that is. But EV is in there too. Another hot buzzword if you want to think of it as. I mean, for right now, looking pretty strong. So we'll add SES. Now, if you're like me and have traders dyslexia, don't mix up at least DGNX and DXST. You got the D's in there, the X's in there. KOPN kind of just hanging here right now off that 183. Ooh, TAL's going up. TAL. What's going on here? We are a big fan of this stock when it does move. It doesn't really move as often, but anytime there's news, it will. And for that reason, we're likely going to put this on our main list. Where is it at right now? 1070-ish, 1050-ish. So it's actually like trying to push above all of this back from the last few weeks, back from mid to end December. 1010, 1025 this peak was. If you get a pullback, don't be surprised if you get support to get tested right around like 1015-ish, 1010. But otherwise, looking for a move up higher, right? So I'll add TAL. Now, let me ask our students here really quick, like Grant, Luis, got Michael, got Anna, got Alex, John, all of us here live. What companies are you familiar with that moved with TAL back the last few times you were trading this company? Do you folks recall? A little pop quiz, a little curveball question here on a Thursday morning. If you don't have your cup of joe in you just yet, no sweat. He's dumped off back in 2021. There you go, a bunch of us right away. One of them, at least, EDU. Yes, big drop off that had back at the same time. These Chinese nonprofit education companies, I believe they turned profit. But EDU, TAL, and then what was the last one? Got you. Go to. All right, none of them are really doing as good in pre-market. It's good to go through them though. You want to check them out. So it looks like it's just specific to the TAL trade at least, but all right, we'll weed out the others and just focus on TAL. Easy enough. All right, we'll keep it moving here quick. It's already 9:13. Want to make sure that we have enough time to prep up, get ready for the market open. This PDYN stock, I got to tell you, I said it yesterday. I got to start remembering it more, putting it more on at least my side list here. It's not as good of a pre-market trade solely because it's going to be thin. But actually yesterday, all throughout the regular hours, at least here, the spread tightened up a lot and the order book filled in a lot more. So you know what? I like it here today. The PDYN, we'll give it a shot, at least after 9:30. GE had a big pop. I'm assuming that's off of earnings too. All right, so that's pretty much it for everything above 5%. Let me know if anything else is moving, folks. If anything else pops, drops, you name it here as we keep going through. Let's just go over to the loser side next. Jack up or lower the volume criteria there. All right, so EVTL down big today. Not enough to look for a dead cat bounce. It might still be shortable. Just ask to check your broker, but it's not really looking too liquid here in pre-market. So that part kind of skews me out to begin. So pass on that. Ooh, EA. What happened here? So I felt like I just sounded like the guy that does the EA Sports introductions for any of my video gamers out there, which is probably not too many. But, if you ever heard like EA Sports, it's in the game. All right. Anyway, so back to the chart. They took a huge hit yesterday. I'm assuming that's off of earnings, right? I'm assuming that's off of earnings. They lowered their price target, or a firm did. Baird. Yeah, preliminary Q3 results. That's what happened there, and a few downgrades too from Bank of America, et cetera, et cetera. The reason I'm kind of thinking about this stock is because we called this out last year, and it worked out great to begin. We had this massive Fausto flag on EA Sports here, right? Look at this big pop going into holiday season, going into Christmas time. This is exactly what we were just calling out here. So big move, but came back down. Not only that, it failed to hold over 150 as support. So that's the disappointing part, right? Looks like it just sliced right below this line like nothing. You would expect that to hold as support, if anything, right? So, unfortunately, it failed to do that weeks ago. And then obviously now just huge earnings drop. Hey, I'm going to put this on our list as a potential short. Just be careful for the order book. It's going to be thin. EA is not like a liquid stock, doesn't have good orders out there normally. But for the price, you got to expect that at least. All right, we'll keep going through. ASTS had an offering. That's why they dropped. I remember reading that yesterday. Let's talk about Black Box really brief, because Black Box was our trade of the day yesterday. I should have mentioned this from the jump, but Black Box, it ended up making a couple of breakouts for us through the course, the late morning, early afternoon. One second here. It looks like the KOPN trade starting to pull back. I think I'm just going to get out on that trade, honestly. I don't want to hold going into the open. I'm just going to get out right beforehand here. I mean, I say it to students in coaching even from yesterday, so I got to be a good role model on that. I just took my tiny profit on the KOPN. I'll get back in. All right, we keep marching on though here. Going back to Black Box, had a good push up as we were in class actually yesterday. It broke out as we were teaching, so unfortunately weren't able to capitalize on it there, but thankfully it provided another opportunity for us later into the mid-afternoon. Then after that, heading into 2:30, ended up making a really good squeeze up, of course. Let me just show you here the daily chart. Relatively new IPO, and it's only been dropping off since. Had a flash spike up here as high as 947 and then came back down. Is it possible for it to try and push up there over time? I mean, anything's possible. Don't get me wrong, but it's down 11% today, making lower highs. So I wouldn't look to try and buy this right now. If it ends up popping after the market opens, we'll put it on our B list, so to say. Black Box, BLBX, we'll put it on the B list. But if it ends up popping afterwards, then we'll focus on it. Rigetti, same deal. Actually, this stock, just so we're all aware, like I love Rigetti, just good order book. It's maintained a perfect spread pretty much since we started trading it. So I love this stock. Has great volatility. It's down 6% today. I'm not going to put this on our main list looking for that up move just yet. Might even be a better short if it could break support. All right, now we're dipping below 5% here. Folks, we're going to wrap up. We just got about like 12 minutes before the market opens. So again, just follow us here at CyberTradingU if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, the works. And then from there, just join us inside our live trading room. Actually, it's now on the top right, formerly on the top left, now on the top right. Scan that QR code, free live workshop right there. If you're joining us on social media, get you access to our live trading room as well. Michael saying VRME. Gainers list and losers list several times over the last 10 days. Yeah, but if it's pop and drop, then I'm going to just avoid it, especially if it's on the drop side right now. Looking at that daily chart, to be transparent, that is why I was not a fan of the VNCE, because this daily chart here is like disgusting. So I thought eventually this thing is going to just top off and just crash. Well, back under 435, so there's a great chance for this to even crash now. I see that VRME, Mike. It's up 6% today. We'll put it on our B list. I'll consider it later on. I like what we got though so far first. If there's anything like, I would say making that strong push, making a big pop that we just didn't really catch yet, that's kind of what I'm looking for. But if not, that's all good. Caught them all then. Here, SPCB, it's up 38%. Okay, that's a big pop. The only issue is that this thing has a bad order book. I'll just tell you that right now, right? So I'll put this on our list, kind of on the back side of it. Just watch out. Definitely more of a category 5. But, see if it can move. All right. I think that's pretty much it, folks. That's all I got here. So, best of luck trading going into the market open. Just if you're joining us on social media, we'll be back tomorrow at least. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. Eastern. But from Michael, Grant, Charlene, Kathleen, Roseanne, Lee, Luis, all of us here right now, I'll be back on just coming up here at the market open. Full hour of audio commentary ahead. Looking forward to it, folks. Talk to you all in just a moment.